himself. This is the man you should talk to. Pardon me.
Okay. All right, Mayor. Very nice to meet you. John Archuleta, KYMA News 11.
How are you doing?
Doing good. Obviously there was some, lots of turmoil that we heard erupted here yesterday and, in the days before that. Prior to that, can you just tell us exactly from, when did it start and what exactly happened?
It started after I was elected and before I was sworn in, because I ran on a campaign to look for the money. That was my promise to the people of Quartzsite. I got involved in politics because when I first came to town here, I'm an engineer, and they were spending $200,000 to $500,000 a month on engineering. And you look around our small community here, I don't see any big buildings going up or big industry projects or anything going on. I couldn't understand where all that money was going. And so I got involved, and I ran for office on a campaign promise to look into it. Before I got elected, or after I got elected, before I was sworn in, the former mayor passed ordinances taking powers away from the mayor, taking powers away. As I got elected, I asked for reports from the town manager. The town council, as puppets that they are, passed an ordinance, says, no, you can't get reports unless we approve. So I've been shut down for all information in the town government. I have actually, what I've gotten is penned through freedom of information. I do it as citizen after I'm married. And I've been condemned at the podium up there for doing that. And I keep telling them, no, that's not mayor ed, that's citizen ed, and I have my rights to do that. And finally I found out that in every payday, there are 8 to 10 extra checks. And I've asked to see the names on all the checks. I did that in April, and that set off a firestorm. The Ombudsman's office has actually opened an investigation into that.
How come they don't talk to real people? Why
Escalated, man. Now they're trapped, they're in the corner, and they're going to have to show me those checks that are related to somebody's name. There are more names, more checks than there are employees, so I want to know where they're going, who's getting them. So that's what's really this. And they're attempting to create this emergency situation, and there is no emergency right now. I mean, legally or practically. The emergency declaration that they did Sunday is illegal. When they closed and locked that door, they violated open meetings law. When you do that, all business at an closed meeting is illegal, null and void. So that law that they passed Sunday behind this locked door don't exist. This meeting right here is illegal, and it's going to get canceled when I get in there, because it's scheduled this morning at 10 o'clock instead of 7 p.m. for all the citizens. It was done in accordance with that illegal act they passed Sunday. And I'm not going to let one illegal act create another illegal act. We're going to walk away from this meeting this morning. I had instructed the town manager, that's another aspect. So many people are coming and want to see what's going on. And last meeting they tried to limit 83 people to this room. Now they're attempting to put these awnings up over here to accommodate people. Standing out here on the patio is not attending a public meeting. All persons by state statute have to be allowed in that room. So that was their attempt. I told them to arrange one of the halls in town large enough to handle these overflow cuts. Again, this meeting's going to be canceled. It's going to be scheduled for 7 p.m. in a larger facility. We're going to follow the law here. It's time that they find out that there's hundreds of thousands of people around the world watching, and they better start following the law.
Open up the books.
All right, and on that note, talking about there's a lot of security here today because they're saying there's some threats and everything going on.
I have seen the emails. I have not seen one email that's threatening me. They have stated the fact that they're violating civil rights of people, that the government is hiding behind closed doors. All of it true. I have not seen one single threat, okay? I myself have received death threats before, and nothing was like this was ever done about it, okay? This is a complete overreaction to justify an emergency order that puts the chief and the town manager in charge. If you declare an emergency, the chief executive, the mayor, is supposed to be in charge. Their order placed the chief and the town manager in charge. And they were attempting to completely do away with any other influence I have in this town. and I won't allow it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. And now there's been some allegations really that I've read in other reports of, you saying that you've been harassed by the police department. Would you care to elaborate and give us some examples of?
I belonged to a group in the town when I got involved. There's a group called the Citizens Coalition. We have been surveilled, followed. They're, by the 20% of the police force. Not by the 80% officers, because they absolutely refuse to violate people's civil rights. Radio traffic has been intercepted on scanners. The meeting's breaking up, they're leaving now. That's the kind of stuff they have. I myself have ran in 4 elections, including the now scheduled recall election. In each election, I've either been arrested or at least charged with a felony crime by this chief of police. That's interfering in the political activity of the town in a blatant pattern of it doing it. So when I say that, there's paperwork. You can go to the county and see all the charges that have been brought against me. And I'm an engineer, sir. I worked for Wrigley Chewing Gum. I've traveled all over the world. I didn't have time to be a criminal before I came to Quartzsite. I have no criminal background. And one of the allegations these officers have made is that Chief Gilbert has used the National Crime Computer System to run background checks on all of the political opponents in this town. 259 times is alleged. Each one a Class 6 felony, a couple of years in jail, and a $10,000 fine. So if he's investigated and found to be guilty, he's out of here. But this is an attempt to hide out from that. If I were him, I'd be running. So.
And what do you feel the council, it seems like it's the council thinking one way and you the other. Why is that?
I have no idea. I cannot imagine. They get $300 a month, I get $400 a month. In no way should they be this set behind these bureaucrats. I have no understanding of what their justification is. Maybe we'll find out with enough light shining in this mess.
Yeah, and then there was the arrest of Miss Jennifer Jones that we saw online. Would you care to comment on that?
Actually, my latest arrest, she served papers for, it started with a warrantless search of her home and business. And then it's been harassment. She actually filed a claim, filed papers and sued the town. Since we were to serve papers on her lawsuit, she has been arrested 4 additional times, including the one at the council meeting that everybody's seen. But at her 3rd arrest, she called me. She was back here behind Town Hall. I went back there and I told the chief, "Are you crazy? Are you trying to give her and her attorney a field day in court?" He arrested me for that. For giving him what would appear to be sound advice. I was then arrested for 2 counts of disorderly conduct and for 1 count of interfering. I'm to be arraigned in court here on the 17th. So,
how many times have you been arrested by this case?
Twice arrested, 4 times charged. The 2 charges were false reporting, and the other one was election fraud, because I got elected.
You say that this is
Those were the 2 charges.
Yeah,
well, what would you say? Every time I run for office, I'm charged by some crime by this chief of police. That's an attempt to embarrass me. Apparently, though, it didn't work because the people elected me. So,
They're trying to shift what they're doing onto somebody else.
Right. That's the way they work. They want to blame me. They want to blame the citizens. It's not their fault that they're violating state law regularly. They don't want people to run. That's another one. Goldwater Institute is looking into. They passed a law saying who could run for office. I mean, there's a state ordinance that says who can run. And we as a council here have no authority to amend the bridge or change any state law. State law is state law. If you qualify under state law to run for office, take your papers out, get your signatures, and get on the ballot. But they have a law in the books that says you can't run if you owe fees, fines, or whatever, there's three categories. Because there were 3 people that didn't want to run, and they were in those 3 categories. At the election where I got elected, they passed a law that you can't run, And they do that regularly. They pass laws that are contrary to state laws. You can't, contrary to civil rights, we get all that. And they don't care. They just absolutely just don't care.
And what is your main goal? What is the whole outcome you want to see done out
To make this the happy community it was and return it to the people of Quartzsite instead of a cabal of people over here. These people use state government. If the police department, the building code enforcement officer, or the tax auditor will attack anyone who objects to anything in this town. And there are numerous citizens that would testify to the fact that they've seen with me and now their taxes are being audited, their building and grounds are being inspected, or they've been visited by the police department. I mean, it's just out there. And, you know, economic development in this town cannot go on with that kind of oppressive government. We need to be here and superintend the development of the town and do it in a legal way. This town should grow tremendously because we're at the crossroads of the world here. 95 and I-10, and everybody stops here.
All right. Is there anything that you want to add?
No, I've covered it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And again, could I just get your name again? Just
Ed Foster.
Ed Foster. Thank you so much, Mr. Foster.
No problem.
Where you been, man?
Everywhere.
Rise.